Hello, is Yngwie?
Yes.
Yeah, so good morning, Yngwie. How are you?
Great.
Perfect. My name is Tony Gonzalez from Made in Metal, Spain. How are you today?
I'm awesome. I'm on the beach.
Wow.
Driving the convertible Ferrari.
Yes. So
Yeah, I'm doing good.
I'm jealous because I'm here in Madrid and the temperature is 40 degrees.
Yeah, I think it's about the same here.
We are here because we are going to talk about your next CD called Parabellum. So I read and you say that it's one piece, prepare for war, but in your personal case, Inbay, could it be many different meanings, this Parabellum? Tell me.
Of course. It could be like the way I like to write lyrics and write songs, albums, stuff like that. It's very symbolic and it could be interpreted in many ways. And I think it's great if everybody gets their own, interpretation. However, I always love the Latin language. I think it's very, very intriguing. And it's also very wise saying,
Yes.
peace through strength, like Ronald Reagan said. Same thing. So, not that I'm saying it's just like war, tug of wars, or world on fire, or I like titles like that. It's cool.
So this morning, when I started listening to this CD, it reminds me your first solo CD, Rising Force, and I thought that there were many common details. But later, this afternoon before the interview, I returned to Presto Vivace in C minor, and now I'm not so sure. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, again, like the way I make the record is I like to compose music. I like to do things that are very natural to me. I compose music that comes to me naturally. I don't think about what I've done before. I don't think about what other people think. I don't allow any sort of distraction there. So I just do what I do, and I'll leave it up to you guys to compare. If you want to compare.
Yes, it's my job to compare. Yes, but I remember that let me 30 or 35 years ago when I listened that CD, I was amazed for I consider it very, very fast, very furious. And now that I listen this CD is faster and more furious.
Yeah, well, I think maybe on this record I think what happened was when I wrote this stuff and when I recorded this stuff, I didn't allow any sort of distraction, any sort of delusion that, to come in between. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I didn't want to, I was very, insulated almost, like where I didn't have any sort of outside input and I just allowed it to be what it was. And it could have been anything. It could have been a very calm album. It could have been very laid back. It could have, if that's what I had inside of me. Then it wasn't. It was more intense.
Yes. Let me tell you that if I were made that CD, I will choose Wolves at the Door to introduce it. But in your case, why did you choose it? That song.
Oh, yeah, it was very difficult to pick. We were talking, here and also to the label and everything, how we should be, I don't think any song could represent the whole album, but I think Wolves at the Door was a very exciting song. I mean, it was, it's not, how do you want to say, it doesn't really have any compromise in there, you know what I mean? It's just a really, honest. The way I like to say this, okay, the way I write and compose music and play music, I want to make it honest. I don't want to be something I'm not. I don't want to try to do something that I'm not all about. I don't try to conform to what other people say or think that I should do or anything like that. I just want to make music that's honest and pure,
Mm-hmm.
And that's how my stuff comes out. That's me. When you hear there, all the crazy shit, that's just me doing what I'm doing. It's just not me trying to do something or deciding I got to do this or the other thing. It's just a very natural expression of what I do.
I assume you sing the songs, but who plays the drums on the CD?
Lawrence Lanneback. He's the guy that works out in Miami. He's like a studio guy, and he just comes in. and he plays exactly what you tell him to do, and that's it.
Yes.
Very, very good.
Now that you mentioned Miami, and I see that you were close to Fort Lauderdale, are you still living there in Fort Lauderdale or Miami?
No, I live in Miami Beach.
Ah, in Miami Beach. Ah, this is the reason why you are on the beach. Oi.
Yes, I'm out there right now.
Tell me, taking account you are living there for 20 years or so, did you learn
33 years.
33 years? Did you learn something? Did you learn Spanish?
No, I should. No habla.
Yes, and when you are driving or you go to a restaurant and there is salsa music or something, how do you feel? You are not upset for a different kind of music or so?
No. It's good.
My favorite song is Magic Bullet, and
Cool.
yes, in a regular band, most of the titles are taken from the lyrics, but this is not your case. Tell me, where are the titles taken from?
These varied things, like for instance, Black Star was a ring that I was wearing. I was wearing a ring called Black Star. I bought in a store. Well, what's this? It's called a Black Star. And that's why I called it that. That was back in '82. And Fabian Sun was just something like any title. I just like the way it sounds. But for instance, the Festivace in C-sharp minor, that's the description of what that is, fast and lively in C-sharp minor. So, and Sea of Tranquility is actually a great on the phone. and so I just like cool little words and stuff like this, and if it fits the feel of the song, I do it.
Yes. So this morning, when I was looking for information about the CD, you know that the record companies usually they send promo information, and I read in more than 10 pages that you say that in this CD every song could have a video clip. But tell me, are you going to make it real?
No. I said it's a joke. It's a joke. When they asked me which song, I said, "What do you do? They take the whole album, make it a video." That's what I said. It's a joke, Pick one song.
So I was going to ask if you are going to make it real, but now that I know that it's a joke, okay. There is another point when you say that there is no keyboards in this CD, and I would like to ask you, please tell me how did you do the intro to Sea of Tranquility? That is a very beautiful song.
That's a good question. I will answer to you. Okay, when you use the keyboard, when you hit that note, that key, what that does is produce a MIDI signal, the MIDI notes. And this MIDI note could be sent to a source, like example, whatever. Anything like that, you can make it audio or you can make it into any sound you want. Yeah? And there's a program called Contact, and it has very symphonic, Vienna Symphony, and all this stuff, very symphonic. And you could use a keyboard to do these things. But I have a guitar or a couple of guitars that have a MIDI pickup in the guitar. So you play the note on the guitar, it actually triggers this sample, or violin, or a voice, or a choir, or a timpani, or whatever. What I did was I played the part on the acoustic guitar, and then I played it on the MIDI guitar, and I triggered a harpsichord, like a Baroque keyboard,
Yes.
And I mixed them together, and that's how I did it. But I would normally have a keyboard player do these things. I just didn't do it. But this time I didn't have that. I just did it myself. Really funny.
Now that you are talking about the guitar, I remember that 2 years ago you tested an unbreakable guitar made by Sambic. So do you usually use this guitar or not?
No.
No, it's only that way.
Yes, there was a prop, that they used it's like a commercial ad for advertisements for their company. They make steel products,
I have seen that your next tour starts in USA this month in Fort Lauderdale. Do you have plans to come to Europe next year?
Of course. As soon as all these restrictions are lifted. I was actually in Serbia last week. I was in Serbia, in Germany and Serbia.
Yes.
And I did a festival there, and it was really, really good. And it's just that the different countries have different rules. And also here in the United States, in America, different states have different rules. Like California, you cannot play, but you can play in Texas and Florida. and so on. So it's a really strange thing, but hopefully this is all going to go away very soon.
There were 3 dates here in Spain that it was postponed, and now the people are asking if in 2022 there's gonna be these concerts. Do you know?
Yes, I can assure you.
The CD is really good. I think that
Thank you.
is faster than some of the CDs that I usually play because I'm 60 years old, so my CDs were, Rising Force, Trilogy, Second Out, that I listened to from time to time, and then I saw that this is really faster and there is more technical. So, but what do you think, Yngwie? This is the end, or the next CD will be even better and more complicated?
Oh, I don't know. I just finished this one, so I don't think about the next one yet. That's going to be a couple of years.
Because I read in another place, maybe the place is wrong, that some years ago you declared that you were not going to record a new CD anymore. Is that correct?
Well, yes and no. Yes and no. What I meant to say then was I wasn't going to stop making albums, but I was going to stop printing CDs because it was such an outdated thing and nobody bought them anymore. And that's, now the label is making vinyl and CDs, so it's all good. It was a time, I think it's 2010 or 11 or something like that. It was a very, very bad, it was the CD market here in America, it was like those stores and CD shops no more and stuff like that. And I had my own label where I had to print CDs, and we just stopped printing the CDs, and it was just nowhere to send them, It is, CD is, still not so good, but the vinyl is still very well.
Yes. So in United States, the COVID was, there was a moment that it was really strong. But however, you have, take your time and record this CD. But did you feel sad or for the COVID, or it was difficult where you were living?
Well, where I lived, it was never any lockdown. So it was pretty much the same as normal, except that I couldn't tour up there. So that was a really big deal. Not touring,
Yes.
But it was a bad thing for everybody. It was like everybody had to shut their stores. Like, I'm not talking about here, but everywhere in the world, It's a bad thing for people who can't make a livelihood,
Yes.
And also to people getting sick. But I think the lockdown was worse than the actual disease.
Now that the situation is getting better, I think that finally we can see concerts again, tours again. It's gonna be marvelous after more than a year. So, it was basically all. If you want to say something to the Spanish audience, is this moment.
Okay, well, I'll go to Spain, and every time I go there, I have a great time. It's fantastic. Hope you enjoy my new album, and I'm coming to play Spain as soon as possible.
And I have an extra question because I belong to the Spanish Deep Purple fan club, and we consider that you were, I don't know if you still are, a Richie Blackmore fan. So your passion for Blackmore is done or is still alive?
No, I love Blackmore. It's just that the people have misunderstood it. What happened was when I was 8 years old, 8, not 18, 8, I got a Deep Purple album for my birthday.
Yes.
And when I lived in Sweden back then in the 70s, there was nothing else on TV or radio or nothing like that. So I heard that and said, wow. So I love Deep Purple, I think they're great. But I've done my own thing for many, many years now. I started to much more into Bach, Vivaldi, Paganini, and although of course Deep Purple is great, I love it now, but I still love it. Yeah.
You always mention Paganini. This is basically our interview. I really enjoyed this moment talking to you.
Thank you.
Please enjoy the beach. And are you still alone or with your couple?
I'm married, yeah.
Yes, no, but today on the beach, are you alone?
Today I'm just running around by myself. I'm going to meet them and stuff my interview.
Okay, please don't look at the girls. Oh, be serious because you are married.
That's right.
Okay, Yngwie. So
Thank you.
enjoy your day. Bye
Thank you
bye.
very much.